What's up, y'all? I just want to say thank you if you're a returning viewer, and if this is your first time here, I'm your host, Miller Burnside, and this is the man, the myth, the legend,
Sharp Grantham. We can't express just how grateful we are for all the love that y'all have shown us from our first episode and just getting this thing rolling. It was just incredible to see just all the feedback and all the love that we got, and that just, that stokes our fire even more and just fires us up. So we just thank y'all, because this isn't about us. This is about what the Lord's doing through us and to y'all. So we just continue that it just helps y'all's walk and just encourages y'all to just walk and just continue and further and deepen your walk with the Lord. So we're super excited. Let's get this episode two rolling.
Well said, Sharp. Well
Yeah.
said. Yeah. How are you this morning?
I'm fired up. It's a bad day to be an accounting test. It's a really bad day.
Game day.
I feel really bad for it. I'm gonna take that thing down tonight with the Lord sitting right here, and it's gonna be
Right there.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Well, speaking
I'm fired up.
Speaking of game days, let's talk about last week.
Yeah. What a game. I mean,
What a game.
well, like I said, it was going to be a dogfight. Miller thought we were going to go out there and beat them 60-0. I'm like,
We did play that rebel ball first off.
do you know?
We took the dub home. You did.
Do you know what Ole Miss does?
Dude.
It's always going to be close.
Dude.
It's always going to be close.
Yeah, we don't ever make it easy, but we came out on top. Like I said, you didn't say we were going to win. You said it's going to be a dog fight. So, I had people telling me that, Sharp prediction was right, and I was like, but Sharp didn't really have a definitive answer. I did. Right. So, I think I can do a little mark for me right there. What's that called? The tally mark or whatever?
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to start with this and put it right there.
Okay. Yeah. I think Trey Harris is the best receiver in the nation. I mean,
Dude, two back to back. Back to back.
He went full OBJ.
Honestly.
That was incredible. It was incredible to see the grit. There's something different about our team this year. Just the way they, the grit they show at the end of the game when it gets close. At Auburn and then back home again. Again, LSU, Auburn, and now this past weekend A&M. Just never giving up and having that grit mentality to go down the field with 4 minutes left and just put the ball in the end zone with no hesitation. It's cool to see. And we got arguably the biggest game in program history coming up this weekend in Athens.
Let's talk about it.
We gotta talk about this one. I mean,
what's your prediction?
For all you sports bettors out there, line's sitting at 10.5 right now, and Georgia has a lot of banged up guys. As if you're not familiar with their team, their best offensive player, their tight end Brock Bowers, is coming off of ankle injury. He's questionable for Saturday, but he's questionable.
I thought he was.
He's been running a little bit, but I doubt he plays. And even if he does, he's not going to be 100%. And then their best linebacker, his last name's like Johnson or something, I think, broke his arm or something. He broke a bone last game, so he's out. So they have a lot of banged up guys, but that doesn't take away from that place at night. It's going to be rocking. They're a solid team. Haven't lost at home since before COVID. That's 5 years. So, we're going in, nothing to lose, just trying to make history, and it's going to be a fun one. I'll be there for it. I don't think Miller's going, but
I don't think I'm going to make it. The tickets are like $500.
I got one for 100.
Yeah.
Got one for 100.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Where you at? Like way up
Student
there?
section. But
Student section.
we might be getting out of there.
I heard Georgia's pretty nice though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If I'm with people,
It's not like LSU.
if I'm with people I know, I'll stay in there, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we win that game, we should win out, and considering nothing crazy happens with the Egg Bowl, we should win out, and then hopefully sneak our way into the playoff, which would be incredible. But one game at a time. Excited for this weekend, and it's gonna be a good one, and we'll recap it next week and talk about it.
You didn't give
hopefully from the good side, but
you didn't give me a prediction though.
Prediction. Oh man, I haven't watched a ton of Georgia this year, but
I heard they're playing a lot of close games.
I think we come out firing like we did against LSU. Just get up early, and then we'll kind of slow down and they'll get some momentum and make it close, and then it's going to come down to the fourth quarter, to the end of the game, and it's just going to be kind of a toss-up. Whoever has and with the grit that we've been showing, I think that if we continue to play the fourth quarter how we have been, I think we can come out of there with a win. I feel confident, but it's going to be tough, and it's most definitely not going to be a freaking blowout. Not going to take the field by storm.
Hey,
but hey,
look, if we
I'll
win,
give that.
I got a question. If we win, do we storm Georgia's field?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be on the field.
You got any questions?
Yeah.
Did you come up with one?
Yeah.
All right.
What is your favorite season of the year?
My favorite season of the year? That's what you came up with?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Dude, it's a good question.
They're just supposed to be funny, Sharp.
Bro.
That's what you got. Alright, fall. Football season. The weather's just right. I love the way that the color of the leaves change and stuff. It looks real pretty or whatever. And yeah, that's it. That's all I need. What about you?
Have to go with winter, man.
Winter.
Horrible
Horrible pick.
I mean, you can argue too. I like fall a lot too. Just football season changing, leaves changing.
You gotta tell me.
I think right now, like that November, coming up, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Oh man, there's nothing like it. And then we got.
You ever watched America's Got Talent?
Yeah.
You just got hit with that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, winter. Worst pick on the list actually.
Why?
Super cold, like people's joints get like all messed up and stuff. You get real stiff.
It's about the like nostalgic feeling of winter.
What are you talking about? What's nostalgic about winter? Bro. Except like getting sick.
No, bro.
I'm like, ooh, yeah, I love getting colds.
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of hating on your pick, but I definitely am. But let's before we hop in it, we're gonna do this new segment called High Low Yahweh. Shout out to Luke Boykin and Carson May.
Boykin.
We did this in Austin, Texas this summer when I lived with Boykin. So let's go. What do you got?
High of like this week.
Yeah.
High. High would be seeing a freshman that I met during Rush come to PL College for the first time last night. That was awesome. Low would be low. Probably how much I've had to study this week and not trying to motivate myself to study. It's been pretty difficult. Yahweh. Yahweh was seeing 7 people get baptized last night. That was incredible.
Last night?
7 people.
See, I studied last night.
7 people. That was incredible. And 49 total this semester. So, Lord's moving. PL College is the place to be.
Go get dunked.
Go get dunked. Go get dunked.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
My high is I actually feel confident about my biology test tomorrow morning or Friday, November 9th. My low is my wisdom teeth are coming in and like my jaws.
That's what it is.
My jaws are hurting, bro. Like my top one and this one, they're hurting.
Hey, pineapple juice, when you get those things out.
Really?
Within 24 hours, drink a whole thing of pineapple juice.
Alright, I got it. I'll write that down.
Shout out to Charlie Rogers for that one.
I'll do it real quick right now. Pineapple juice. Alright. Anyways, Yahweh. Probably all of the feedback and responses that we got back from episode 1 and just like how positive it was, and it really, I know it fired me up. I'm sure it fired Sharp up, and it's just getting us excited to keep doing this and keep spreading the good news to everybody else.
For sure.
Yep. So Sharp, I'm gonna let you kind of, I'm gonna just let you do your thing. I'm gonna let you start spitting. Can you tell us the difference between religion versus relationship.
Yeah. So yeah, topic today is relationship over religion. It's something that I'm super passionate about because I used to be on the wrong side, the wrong lens, so to speak, and now that I'm on the right side, like it just makes me like I can't hold it in how badly I want everyone to experience what I'm experiencing. In fact, seeing people on the wrong side of it where I used to be, and now me being on the right side, I want to get all those people on the right side, and so that's why I'm so passionate about it. And so I'm gonna be fired up. But yeah, if you haven't even ever heard of like relationship over religion, you're not familiar with it. Basically, living out of a religion standpoint is saying that, or basing your life off of, and your salvation off of your works, saying that, you know, my salvation and my standing with God determines, or is determined on what I do, my works, you know, how much I accomplish, and just, yeah, you're basing everything off of your works and what you do, and that is just so wrong. And the other side of it, the correct side, is, you know, that relationship aspect of knowing, you know, a relationship means that I can never do anything to make myself truly right before Him. And, you know, fire quote that I heard, you know, earlier today was, you know, to gain Christ and to win Christ is acknowledging that you can't win Him.
Oh!
You cannot win Jesus. There's nothing you can do to make yourself right before Him.
Hold up. Rewind that real quick. Listen to that again. Don't let it fly over your head.
To gain Christ and to win Christ is acknowledging that you can't. And that just leads into the first step of a relationship is surrender. Is saying, you know, I'm done with my way. I'm done with trying to live a religious life. God hates religion. He hates it. He wants a relationship. He wants to truly know you on a daily basis. He wants to know you. He wants you to talk to Him. He wants to conversate with you through everything you go through every step, the good and the bad, the highs and the lows. He wants for you to just be in correlation and contact with Him. And so, yeah, that first step is acknowledging that you can't do it by yourself. Your own human strength is so weak. It's so irrelevant. And that's something that He's been teaching me and taught me this summer is like just how just irrelevant and weak I am without Him. Like there's nothing, I can't do anything by my own strength. And if I could, then I would have already, you know, done it. I would be out of so many struggles, but I can't. You know, I have to rely on His strength every single day, every single morning. And so that's that relationship aspect, is, you know, knowing that we're not made right by our works at all. You know, His grace is new every single morning, and His grace is unmerited. What's your definition? What do you think unmerited means?
Dude, look, people already think I'm slow. I don't need this on the podcast live. Dude, unmerited?
Think about it. His grace is unmerited. What does unmerited mean? What is His grace?
Kids, you really put me on the spot.
Unmerited means it's not deserved.
That's what I was gonna lean into, but
yeah, it's not merited. It's undeserved. You know, we don't deserve His grace. There's nothing that we can do for Him to love us more or love us less. There's nothing we can do to earn His grace. All that we can do is just accept it and accept Him. Accept the fact that we can't do it without Him. Accept the fact and say, yes, Lord, like I'm done. My way is not working. I'm done. You know, I accept Your grace that I don't deserve, but that You freely give to me and offer to me to accept and to live out through relationship. And and that grace is never changing. It's never ending, and it's unmerited, which is just the biggest blessing. Is the fact that you can't earn it. You cannot earn His grace. Get that through your head. You can't earn it. You can't lose it.
Through your head.
You can't earn it, you can't lose it, you can just receive it, and you can live it out. It's unmerited.
Just gotta let it go. Let it go and give it to him.
Yeah. And you kind of wonder why Jesus never preached a denomination, or told people to go to a certain church, or told people to follow a certain person, other than himself. He just simply told us to love one another, and that's your life purpose, is to love God and love others. Love God with all your heart, soul, mind, body, and spirit, and to love others as yourself. And that's why I came to the belief this summer that denominations are from the enemy. It's meant to separate the church. That the church is supposed to be one body, one heart, one soul, one mind, one spirit, under the same God. And it's not supposed to be split up between all these different religion aspect. I'm made right by my works, blah 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 blah. Just junk that's just separating the church and just is causing people to just fight instead of love on each other.
Right.
A true church, the body of Christ, is supposed to be loving one another through everything, and denominations, all they do is just clash. So that's just me, though. Take that how you want to take it, but just ask yourself, do I have a true relationship with Jesus, or do I go to church twice a week? And
twice a week is probably more than most do.
Yeah, or once or twice a week. And the thing that I always love to ask people is, and especially like this is directed toward, guys and girls, but guys first, like, we all want to have a wife one day, and you kind of think about this relationship aspect of it, and it's like, so, imagine that you do get married, you have your wife, and ask yourself, how would my relationship with my wife be if I only talked to her on Sundays from 10 to 12 p.m.?
Talk to him. I like that one.
How would it?
I like that one. DJ said that one time, and I was like, "Dang."
How would my relationship with my wife? How would that go if I only talked to her from 10 a.m. to noon on Sundays? Not on Monday, not on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It'd be awful. It's the same thing with God. It's the same thing. He wants a relationship with you. He wants to talk to you every single second, every moment of every day, everything you're going through, every single day of the week, every step you take. He wants to be there.
That's right.
And he always has his hands wide open, just asking you, let me in, just throw in the towel. That's the first step, is throwing in the towel. Realizing that you're fighting from a place of victory, not for it. The battle's already won, but the first step is actually to surrender. It's kind of like you would think that it's the opposite that our minds would think. Like, you think surrender is, oh, we lost. I'm giving up. Like, I lost. No,
right. Surrender
is you win. You're surrendering to the one that has already won the battle, that has already gone before you in all your steps.
I feel like you gave a pretty good definition of the difference between the two, and let's kind of break that down, and let's tell them in practical ways how we can get to that relationship with Jesus, having that one-on-one with him every day. As you said, a lot of it in there already, but I just want to get that out there.
Yeah, the first step is to surrender and to understand that knowledge, I don't give a crap how many verses you have memorized, how many books of the Bible like back of your hand. I don't care, because it doesn't matter. Do you know Jesus, or do you know the Bible? Like, you have to have both. Like, knowledge without relationship is incompatible. It's pointless. It's irrelevant. Knowledge without relationship is pointless. It's irrelevant. It's no good. And I'll go ahead and relate that. Just just put this right on the spot. Matthew. I think of Matthew 7, and when all the people were like, but didn't we cast out demons in your name? Like, they're talking to Jesus. Like, didn't we cast out demons in your name? Didn't we prophesy in your name? And didn't we do X, Y, and Z, and serve people on mission trips and do this and that, and we did all this in your name? And he looks at him directly in the eyes, and he says, but did I know you? Did I truly know you? And if I don't know you, depart from me. So it doesn't matter. Like,
I don't want to hear that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's so important to understand that your works do not determine your salvation. It doesn't matter what you do. You're not made right by your works.
Can't earn it.
You cannot earn. You cannot earn it. You can't earn it. It's unmerited. It's undeserved. All you can do is receive it and live it out. So like, ask yourself, like, do I truly know Jesus? Am I trying? Am I moving towards that relationship? Am I trying and truly trying to get to know him better and more intimately? Or am I kind of at a standstill, like thinking that I'm made right by what I do? So ask yourself that. Determine where your heart is. That's the first step, is to identify, okay, where am I? Because you have to know where you are before you can go anywhere. So yeah.
With that being said, you're killing it with the scripture. I'm gonna give y'all some practical things that I think will help you get to that relationship. First thing said, I think a great way to do this is get friends that help you out. Proverbs 27:17 states, "As iron sharpens iron, one man sharpens another." And get you a friend like Sharp, like I got. Sharp keeps me on my toes. Sometimes I'll be wandering off because I got trouble with that sometimes, and Sharp will just like, I'll look at Sharp and I'll see him looking at me, and he don't even gotta say anything. I know what's going through his head. I'm like, dang, am I really doing this right now? You know what I mean? So get you a friend like Sharp, do that, and then kind of like he was saying earlier, like in the world, like, do you actually know Jesus and stuff? And I think a lot of people have a problem with this. I know that I do, is that I don't like getting help. And because I just want to do everything on my own, and then I get all the glory or whatever, and that's not what it's supposed to be like. It's supposed to be getting the glory to God. So fall down on your knees and ask God for help, or ask people that God's placed in your life for help, that gives you advice. That's what older people are for. They are like a sage, which is basically just anyone with wisdom that can just pour into you, so eventually you can pour into other people one day. And then it's a really smart thing to do, and it's not embarrassing either.
Yeah, real quick, just we think that surrendering and saying that we can't we can't do this, we can't do this alone, and throwing in that towel, we think that we automatically are just flawed human selfish desires want to say that makes us weak, but that's what really makes us strong, is surrender. That's where strength is really found. So keep going.
Yeah. Something that an influencer that I kind of keep up with every now and then says, I watched this video yesterday when I was working out. 4 steps to get all in on Jesus. So as in a relationship. I'm gonna start off with the verse, Revelation 3:15 through 18. God does not, I paraphrased it actually, but God doesn't like people that are lukewarm. He wishes that you are either hot or cold. If you're lukewarm, it says he'll spit you out of his mouth. So with that being said, Alex states, step 1 to getting all in is to wake, which is just wake up and realize that you're not as great as you think you are, and you're not doing everything. God is helping you out. He is there for you, and
nothing.
Realize that. And then step 2 is called take. So basically just be rich and open up that the Bible and get the richness of His Word, and it tells you what you can and can't do. It gives you a layout of what you're supposed to do, and you become rich with knowledge, and just believe that God will take you where you need to go. And then step 3 is shake. So Jesus is going to knock at your door one day. You can be the happiest you've ever been or the lowest that you've ever been. I know for me it was a low. And He's not going to come busting through the door, because that's not Him, He's
not going to force anything on you. That's not what a good father does. He's not going to force us to follow Him. He's not going to force, this relationship on us. He's not going to force it at all. But He's there. Yeah, he's knocking at the door, just waiting for us, waiting for us to open our hands and say, I'm done. I'm done choke holding everything that I have, thinking it's mine. And it's like, God, it's yours. Bind and loose. Take what you want. Do the things that that you want with what I have, because
you're getting into step 4. You're getting into step 4. So step 4. It's called cake, which is basically just saying invite God in. Once He does knock, you have to allow Him in to your heart and give Him a spot. You got to make room for Him.
And fire song.
Yeah, it is a fire song, but you got to make room so that like He can dine with you. You know what I mean? You're supposed to have that relationship. Like I want, like for example, like dine with God every night or every morning. Like eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner with Him. As in like make sure that like if you miss breakfast, you're gonna be hungry, right? If you miss lunch, you're gonna be starving. You miss all 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and supper,
you're gonna die.
You're gonna go crazy, right? That's how it should be with the Word of God. You need to be like getting into it, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So just invite Him into your daily life every day. Like first thing when you wake up, talk to God.
It's so much more fun. I promise you. Living testament of it. It's so much more fun with your hands like this than like this. Thinking that all these qualities and things that He has blessed me with, used to, when I wasn't in walking in a relationship with the Lord, thinking that they're mine, choke holding them, I was choking them so bad that all of the purpose in life that He intended it for all these things to have were just being drowned out, and they weren't being used for the right thing. And then once I finally learned to open my hands and say, Lord, this is yours, this is not mine. You have blessed me with these things. Now show me how to actually use them and show me what they're for. And bind and loose. Take and add the things that you want to add and to take. And just sitting at a posture of hands wide open every single second of every day, as He just allows things to just come in and come out and come in and come out and just flow. It's indescribable, because every talent that He's blessed you with, every quality, everything that you're just naturally born, God-given talent, whatever it may be, when you learn to open your hands and to let the one who gave it to you be in control of it, then it's fully utilized. It's being fully 100% utilized for its given purpose. It's not something that is being taken out of context and being used for the wrong thing, for the wrong purpose, and therefore it's flawed and being half or even 25% utilized. It's being 100% utilized when the one who created it is in control of it. If that makes sense.
That's right. With that being said, let's get into some things that I like to call them silent killers. So basically anything that will prevent you from getting to this relationship. I'm going to name off a couple of things, and I'm going to put you on the spot. You didn't know about this, and I'm going to let you kind of talk about them. So first off, you could say good times, I know you might not like this, but like going out all the time, drinking, partying all the time, all this and all that. Basically just being busy almost. Being proud or prideful. Earlier, we already talked this subject, independence. And then the big one for me that I think is your perspective and your focus.
Yep.
Great quote I know is pay attention to what you're paying attention to. Think about that. That's a really good one. And then another one that I have a problem with, like in an internal dialogue, is complaining. So let's start off with, I guess, perspective. That's a big one. What do you think?
Perspective?
Yeah.
Was that tied in with the focus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your perspective. I mean, and it goes back to our first episode. Viewing yourself through the right lens, and once you do that, you start to have the right perspective on your life, and you start to view and have the right perspective and to interpret life itself the right way, as well as your own life. It turns a blurry screen into 4K, like you're going I mean, it's clear, it's smooth, because the one who created you is in control, and you have his lens on. You are viewing your life and life itself through the same lens. And that, right, and correlating to this, that the Lord's lens is relationship, the enemy's lens is limiting God to a religious standpoint, and interpreting him the wrong way, thinking that you're made right by your works, which is the biggest lie from the enemy ever, because that's not how your salvation is not determined by what you do at all. It's not.
Y'all hearing that?
It's not determined by what you do. It's not determined by your works. You are made right with God by his unmerited grace that you freely get to accept into your life through surrender, saying, I'm done. Lord, I'm done. I cannot do anymore. I accept your grace into my life. Take my life, I'm yours, take everything, and, take and add, I'm yours,
Right.
kind of thing. And so, that perspective, when you truly are walking in a relationship, you have the right perspective on everything. And, your desires start to change, and as you continue to, feed yourself on the word and abide and do all these things, you start to change as your desires start to change, and you start to grow and closer to the Lord, and he starts to loose all the bad that you used to be in.
The reason why I wanted to start off with perspective and focus is because it's kind of like a umbrella to the rest of the things I said, to like good times, pride, independence, and complaining. Because like what you pay attention to, if you're paying attention to negatives, then you're obviously gonna complain and be like, oh, this is never gonna get better, and you're gonna get stuck in like a negative loop.
What you're paying attention to is competing for your affection.
Right. And then if you're doing that, if you're always paying attention to the next high or the next thing, you're always gonna be stuck in like this loop of I need this, and you're never gonna be not complacent, content where you're at, So you gotta like take that time to like give yourself time to evaluate what's going on, and then also like just be with God and let him coach you through it. And then with that kind of covers independence also.
Yeah, turn independence into dependence. Depend on the one who can actually, make everything in your life be purposeful, and everything that you have reach its full potential and its full purpose. Depend on the one who knows you better than you know yourself, rather than trying to think that you know better than him, because I promise you don't.
Right. With all that being said, I do want to kind of clarify that me and Sharp aren't saying anything wrong with church at all. Like, I just know that people relate church with religion a lot, and me and Sharp use church as like, we're vessels of the Lord, and we like to bring like what we think is a relationship with God with other fellow believers. That's what church is to us. We love to praise and worship. What did you say earlier? What David said?
Yeah, in Psalms, David says, shout to the Lord with joyous praises, with your hands held high, and the universal sign for surrender is this right here. And so, David, shouting joyous praises, being just childlike before the Lord, dancing, shouting, hands raised, and David was like, I think it was somewhere in the Old Testament, talking about, David was like, you think me dancing, praising the Lord naked in the streets is crazy? You haven't even seen anything yet. So
right. Yeah. You got anything else to say, like on your heart or anything?
I would say just, know that the first step is, the first step is surrendering, saying that you can't do it anymore, and that's when you allow the Lord to come into your heart and to work through you, and just know that you're not made right by your works. You're not. You're made right by accepting his unmerited grace that you don't deserve into your life, that he freely gave to us by sacrificing his life, and you know, he wants that relationship with you. He wants to know you. He wants you to draw near to him. You know, it's in scripture everywhere. And, you know, he's going to ask you on that judgment day, just think about this. He's going to ask you, you know, did I know you? Did I truly know you? Did I truly have a relationship with you? Or did you just do all these works, you know, thinking that that was what's going to make you right? Because it's not. And if you want to read more about that, Matthew 7:21-23 talks about the people who thought that, you know, casting out demons and prophesying, blah, 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 made them right. And the Lord was like, depart from me, I never knew you, you know, get out of my face. Mm-hmm. So ask yourself, do you truly know the Lord? Do you truly have a relationship with him? And if not, you know, take that first step of surrender and moving closer to that, and just diving deeper, you know. I pray that he stokes a fire in everyone that is convicted.
Take that step.
And to take that step, you know. And we'll be praying for that. And, you know, we're always here if you have any questions or anything like that. You know, always feel free, you know, drop anything in the comment section or, you know, on our Instagram, reach out to us personally if you have any questions that we'd love to answer. Because this is a really important topic, and that it's something that it makes you put that right lens on and ditch the old lens. And it's the first thing that you have to get right. You have to get that relationship. You have to have that relationship before you can do anything else. And you can't skip steps. You have to have that relationship, that firm foundation, so to speak, before you do anything else.
Speaking of that firm foundation, I have a note written that I was going to kind of leave y'all with. I think I'm going to do that every week, just kind of leave y'all with something. Lean on the Lord's knowledge for, like, it is a firm foundation, and do not lean on your own, because your foundation is made out of sand, and if you're standing on sand, you're eventually going to sink. And so when you're sinking, he's going to grab you. So just make sure you open up your heart and you allow him to work and move in you.
Yeah.
And then like he said, if y'all have any questions, leave it in the comment section. DM us on Instagram, anything like that. And I also have a question to leave with y'all, a little homework, I guess. What is keeping you from that relationship? Come back. I'm gonna
identify. You know, where's my heart? You know, what's keeping me from this? You know, is it X, Y, and Z? You know, what is a barrier in between? You know, me having a true, abiding, intimate relationship with the Lord, me being all in. Not 99.9%, but 100% all in with the Lord. What's keeping me from that? You know, write it down, think about it, and if it doesn't come to you right away, you know, sit in His presence. You know, sit there and just think about it. Think about those things.
That's a big one. That might be next week's topic. Being in the presence. Yeah. Well, anyways, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for listening, guys. You know, like, comment, and share. Happy Monday. Eat that Monday manna. You know what I'm saying? And have a great rest of your week.
Let's go.